William Spencer here, sharing lessons I've learned from 100,000 kilometers of cycling in many parts of the world. Let's talk now about the 3 no-nos of preparing to leave on a bike packing or bicycle touring trip.
No!
On social media, you can find so many lists, the 10 this, the 7 that, the 3 this. So what really are the basic essentials that you want to get right before you leave on a long bicycle journey? So what I got here are my 3 no-nos. They're my opinion, but I'm really curious, for those of you who have your own experience, what would you say? What would you add? What would you change? No, number 1, taking too much stuff with you. Before I left on my first long-distance bicycle odyssey from England to India, I was given the advice, lay out everything that you want to take with you and remove half. I left feeling very proud of myself. Here I am traveling with the minimum. I realized I had more than I needed, and I ended up sending boxes of stuff back home. A couple of years ago, cycling along the Danube in Hungary, I met a young woman from New Zealand, and she told me that she had developed such an emotional antipathy to her bicycle because she was carrying so much stuff, including a satellite phone, because folks back home were worried about her. She told me that she almost couldn't resist the urge to throw the bicycle and all the stuff into the Danube. It's individual how much you need. But I suggest to you the following, that you will probably need less than you think. We lead such privileged lives with so much stuff so easily available to us that we think that these are things that we absolutely need. One of the joys of being on a bicycle is finding out that you actually can make do with a lot less stuff. And because you pedal every single gram, every single ounce up mountain passes, you really do want to just have the minimum. Obviously, it makes a big difference. If you're camping, then you've got to have tent, sleeping bag, sleeping pad, etc. And if you do what I now do in my later years, which is what we call credit card touring, in other words, I stay at bed and breakfast, cheap hotels, whatever's available. Obviously, I've got less to carry, but there are certain basics that everybody needs. And I'm putting my list up on the screen. Yours will be very different, but this is just to give you some ideas. And I would say that once you've got it down to the absolute minimum, it's okay to add a luxury item or 2. So for me, I have 2 water carriers on my bicycle. One of them holds water and the other holds a stainless steel flask, which I fill every morning with hot, steaming, sweet, milky tea. What can I tell you? I'm English. No, number 2. There are a couple of items, it's not a lot, that will help you keep safe when you cycle with traffic, which, when you're cycling long distance, you're almost certainly going to be doing. Way back when, before there was an internet, I set out on my bicycle from England to India. There was a lot that I didn't know, including how to set up the bike for safety when you're going long distance. So most of what you see here on screen, I didn't have. There was actually just 2 items that I did have. I'm wondering if you can guess which those were. But over the years, I've come to realize that there's a few things, they don't cost a lot of money, and to have them makes all the difference in terms of staying safe. Okay, the things you probably already know about. A helmet. Bright colored is good. And yes, I know helmets are controversial. Not everybody likes them. But if you're coming off your bike head first, they will make a difference. High visibility clothing. I like to have all of my upper wear, t-shirt, long sleeve shirt, jacket, be high visibility, so I'm not carrying extra layers. Always good to take the minimum, right? Having a pair of reflectors, front and rear, on the bike is a no-brainer, as is a set of LED rechargeable lights. And 2 things that are less well known. The first, these red plastic flags that stick out on the side of your bicycle or a pole with a brightly colored flag on the end of it, sideways rather than up straight, so that cars that pass you, trucks that pass you, give you more space. When I was on the bicycle in Pakistan, it was very hair-raising. These huge trucks would come by, and I would see the wheel nuts of these wheels pass within inches of my arms. The blowing wind from the passing truck causes you to go off the road, and it's just plain dangerous. So these flags, priceless. Then mirrors. I like to have two, at least one. You can see here the larger kind. Nothing wrong with having a really big mirror. Mirrors help you be spatially aware of what's all around you. And most importantly, when you're cycling through a city or anywhere where there are parked cars, a big safety tip is to always pass a car far enough away that if somebody unexpectedly opens a door in your path, you don't go into the side of it, as I did one time in Italy, cycling towards Venice. Went into the side of a German tourist who opened his lovely new sparkling Mercedes door in my path. The door didn't fit so well after I went into it. But if you have a mirror, you are constantly aware of what's around you. And when you are passing parked cars, then you know that you have space around you and you can comfortably leave distance so that if somebody opens the door, you don't end up going into the edge of it. And number 3, the last one. This is about not taking on too many kilometers or miles per day or for the total trip. Let's talk about that. I've been cycle touring in one form or another for over 45 years. When I first started out, oh my goodness, did I have a monkey on my back. I thought that I really had to do a certain number of miles every day. It was such a strong idea that I felt disappointed when I didn't, or if the rain stopped me and I couldn't cycle that day. Over time, I've slowly come to realize that bicycle touring is about taking your time, slowing down, enjoying the people you meet, taking a side trip, seeing things you wouldn't see otherwise, developing a closer relationship with nature. So give yourself permission. Give yourself the permission to slow down. And when people ask you the following question, and they will regularly, how many miles a day, how many kilometers a day do you cycle? You can say, oh, I don't count. I don't count the kilometers. I don't count them. I'm really here to enjoy who I meet, the places I see, and the things I come across. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, click the thumbs up and subscribe for more quick tip videos. My book might give you inspiration to leave on your own long distance bike journey.